What is up guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Numan and today's analysis video is going to be about the Premier League game between Chelsea and Aston Villa. So Chelsea as usual lined up in a 4-3-3 formation which mostly changed to 4-1-4-1 without possession, with Jorginho covering the spaces in between the lines. Aston Villa on the other hand lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but their formation on the ground was mostly 4-4 with possession and 4-4-2 without possession. Chelsea didn't start the game very well, and it was only after the first 25-30 minutes that Chelsea started playing their game. Chelsea without possession mostly had a formation of 4-1-4-1, with Jorginho covering the spaces in between the lines. And this is that one area that Aston Villa tried to attack throughout the game. Ollie Watkins was often dropping in between the lines, and he was getting the attention of Jorginho. Whenever Watkins dropped in between the lines, one of Grealish or Traore moved alongside Watkins to create a 2v1 position against Jorginho. This gave Aston Villa an extra passing option to isolate Jorginho, and whenever Grealish and Traore moved to the center area to create the 2v1 position against Jorginho, Cash or El Ghazi will take over the wide positions and Aston Villa will have a formation of 4-4 with possession. Chelsea's 4-1-4-1 formation without possession, with Jorginho covering the spaces in between the lines. So Ollie Watkins often dropped in between the lines to catch the attention of Jorginho, with Traore and Grealish playing close to Watkins to create a 2v1 position in between the lines to help Ollie Watkins lay off the ball to one of his wingers. Ollie Watkins drops in between the lines to receive the ball from Luiz, and Traore makes himself available for the layoff. Big spaces in between the lines that Aston Villa are trying to exploit by isolating Jorginho in a 1v2 position. Bertrand Traore receives the layoff, and Traore's central position has now forced Chilwell to move narrow, and Cash is now totally free to attack the wide area as Pulisic lost track of the fullback. These spaces in between the lines were available for Aston Villa throughout the game, and the likes of Grealish, Watkins and Traore took full advantage of it. Aston Villa were able to find a hole in Chelsea's defense, and this is where Frank Lampard needed to ask one of Kante or Mason Mount to sit deep and play alongside Jorginho to help him against the overload, which unfortunately never happened. Here again, same 4-1-4-1 formation without the ball, with big spaces in between the lines. And Jorginho, who is supposed to cover the spaces in between the lines, is miles away from Grealish, who drops in the space to easily receive the ball with time and space. Look at the spaces in between the lines, as Grealish freely receives the ball before turning and picking El Ghazi. We know that Chelsea's fullbacks are a big part of Chelsea's offensive play, as Chelsea under Frank Lampard tend to cross a lot, and thus both fullbacks often move up to help in the offensive phase. Since the Chelsea fullbacks like to move up to join the front line, so Aston Villa decided to keep Watkins and Grealish high up the ground, even without the ball. Villa mostly had a 4-4-2 formation without the ball, as Grealish and Watkins were staying up to catch Chelsea on transitions, using the wide spaces that the Chelsea fullbacks were leaving when they moved up to join the front line. Chelsea lose possession in the offensive third, and both the Chelsea fullbacks are now caught out of their positions, and Aston Villa now have the chance to catch Chelsea on transition using Grealish and Watkins. Grealish receives the ball in the wide area, and Aston Villa now have a 2v2 position on transition. Again, Aston Villa won possession, and they immediately tried to play a long pass in the wide area to create a 2v2 position on transition. But luckily for Chelsea, Rudiger was able to win the aerial duel to stop the Villa transition. Aston Villa without possession mostly had a formation of 4-4-2, with Grealish covering Jorginho and Watkins pressing the man with possession. El Ghazi and Traore were pressing the two Chelsea fullbacks, with McGinn and Luiz covering N'Golo Kante and Mason Mount. Grealish is covering Jorginho, Watkins is pressing the man on the ball, and Traore is ready to press Ben Chilwell. But this is where Pulisic and Mason Mount came into play. Traore was busy covering Ben Chilwell, so Pulisic often started dropping deep, and he forced the fullback to step out of his position to open the space in the wide area. And Mason Mount was often able to free himself from the marking of Luiz to attack that wide area. Traore is pressing Ben Chilwell, Pulisic drops deep, and he pulls the fullback out of his position to open the space for the one of Mason Mount. Pulisic takes out the fullback, and Mason Mount is able to free himself from the marking of Lewis to attack the wide area that was left open by the fullback. Callum Hudson-Odoi is trying to do the same thing on the other side, dropping deep, forcing the fullback out of his position to open the space for the run of N'Golo Kante. But unlike Lewis, McGinn had an amazing game, and he never gave N'Golo Kante the space to freely make a run like Mason Mount did. Hudson-Odoi actually had a very good game. He was often combining with Pulisic on one side of the ground to force Villa on one side of the ground before switching the play to find a teammate in the open space on the other side of the ground. Hudson-Odoi has moved to the left wing to combine with Pulisic, as Chelsea tried to create overload on one side of the ground to force the Villa defense on one side, before using Hudson-Odoi to switch the play to the other side, forcing Villa on one side of the ground, and Azpilicueta is now ready to receive the crossfield pass from Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi played a total of 10 long passes in this game, as he tried to switch the play for Chelsea to find his fullbacks in the open spaces. Both the teams had some very good chances, and this game could have gone either way. Pressure is now mounting on Lampard, as Chelsea have only won 4 points in their last 5 league games. The results need to be improved, and they need to be improved ASAP, as time is running out. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.